ladies and gentlemen, and happy good morning to you wherever you are. A special good morning to you on this 24th day of May, 1997. This is a special show, a show in which you will have the opportunity to be a vital part of it. So many times we hear about our young people and some of the things that they aren't doing. Those that commit crimes, we read about them. But today we are going to salute those young people that are the 1997 graduates. And you will have the opportunity to call Clara Luper today at 672-1220 and join her in saluting the 1997 high school and college graduates. This program today is made possible by your own barber shop, Gates Barber Shop, located at 2609 North Martin Luther King Avenue. The barber shop that greets you with flowers. Have you been to Mr. Gates Barber Shop? Have you walked into an array of flowers? Have you seen the pictures on the wall? Did you see the sign, "We make people beautiful"? All at Gates Barber Shop. You don't have to call. All you have to do is rush in there and get your hair cut and be on your way to some of the big activities for today. Today's program is a special one because we are saluting the 1997 graduates, wherever you are and whatever school you graduated from. Hometown, located at 2001 Northeast 23rd Street, would like to salute you. They want you to know that they will be open 24 hours for your convenience, and you can pick up that good, delicious food for Memorial Day celebrations. Dr. A.L. Dial is making this program possible. He's located at 934 Northeast 8th Street. Now, you need to call him for an appointment. The telephone number is 235-0536. Allstate Insurance Company's independent agent, Marilyn Hildred, is making this program possible. She and her staff join us in saluting the 1997 graduates. Marilyn Hildred is located at 730 Britton Road. The telephone number, now write it down, is 843-0811. What Marilyn wants to do is to look at your insurance policy. If she can beat the deal, go to Marilyn, 843-0811, and you know she will take care of business. Johnson Shardina's preschool and nursery is making this program possible today. Johnson Shardina's preschool and nursery is located at 1643 Northeast 50th Street. The telephone number is 424-4656. Johnson's Shardina's preschool and nursery number 2 is located at 2611 North Martin Luther King. That telephone number is 427-5274. Nathaniel Cobb is making this program possible. He will take your old picture and put them where you can look at your pictures on VCR. The telephone number is 424-1591. To make a program of this caliber possible, it takes a lot of people, and certainly we would like to thank Gideon 300, located at 6006 Southwestern, would like to salute all of the graduates, and they want you to come out and get a taste of Africa. 6006 Southwestern in Oklahoma City. The telephone number is 632-0770. When you are thinking this weekend, I want you to think of Discount Carpet, located at 501 Northwest 23rd Street. The telephone number is 525-6700. Now, they have quality mattresses on sale from $39.95 on up. However, I want you to know that they specialize in commercial jobs, churches, and they have done churches all over Oklahoma, Texas, and New Mexico. They will give senior citizens a 10% a discount. They have carpet to suit your pocketbooks. That's a Discount Carpet, 501 Northwest 23rd Street in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Congratulations to all of the past graduates of Chandler High School and that district, because tonight Lady Ruth Hunter will be the guest speaker at the Chandler School reunion. And I'm telling you, those of you in Chandler and Stroud and Davenport, you better get out there and hear Lady Ruth Hunter. Lady Ruth Hunter is a graduate of Chandler High School or Stroud or Davenport or somewhere in that area. But she will be speaking tonight on the days of yesterday. And she's going to take and relive history. She's going to relive basketball teams. And she's going to talk about how you all used to eat those beans and how you used to sing that song and yell, skit the scat, all at Chandler High School tonight. And Lady Ruth Hunter will be there and will be the guest speaker. Well, today is my big day because I will have the opportunity to really go somewhere where I will enjoy myself. I'm going to Hoffman, Oklahoma when I get off of radio, going over to Grayson High School and have lunch with the Caddies and Lewises who are having their annual family gathering. They gather always the weekend of Memorial Day and they celebrate. And this year, food is being taken down there from Oklahoma City. Miss Gladys Elliott and really Gladys Caddy and Helen Howard, really Helen Caddy, Howard, and all of them, TC, are down in Grayson, Oklahoma. Now, I will be able to tell you next week about what they have done. I have been informed that they have bought land down there. They have built a pavilion that is out of sight. I'll tell you about it on next Saturday. But today at 3 o'clock, I will have the opportunity to meet with the Miss Black Oklahoma contestants from Okmulgee County, and Morris in the lovely home of Mrs. Wilson. But tonight at exactly 6 o'clock, I will have the opportunity to be the guest speaker at the Rosenwald School Committee reunion. Now, that reunion is being held at the Best Western Motel, 3499 North Wood Drive in Okmulgee, Oklahoma. The leaders of that reunion committee are Dorothy Walton of Okmulgee, Oklahoma, Dorothy Walston of Okmulgee, Oklahoma, Theresa Manuel of Okmulgee, Oklahoma, Osborne Hawkins of Tulsa, Oklahoma, Lucy Scoggins of Tulsa, Oklahoma, Doris Colston of Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, and Eunice Works of Jinx, Oklahoma. Now, that committee has worked extremely hard, and they say that will be the best reunion they have ever had. It started yesterday, and they had a big reception last night at the hotel, and tonight is a big night. They will have their annual reunion dinner. And I would like to thank Mr. Horace Elliott from Wichita, Kansas, for the fact that he has invited me to be the guest speaker, which was approved by the entire committee. Something special is going to happen in Oklahoma City. On Saturday, June 7th at 6:30 p.m., the Crescent Hills Church of Christ, this Ladies for Christian Education, located at 1901 Martin Luther King Boulevard, will bring to Oklahoma City one of the most distinguished educators in the United States, Dr. James O. Maxwell, who is the vice president of Southwestern Christian College from Terrell, Texas, will be the guest speaker. Now, what I want you to do is to go out and support these young ladies. Ladies for Christian Education, and that simply means that the Church of Christ in Oklahoma City will be sponsoring this. That's all of the ladies. Now, one thing that's interesting about this affair is that you are helping a school, and I had the opportunity to speak at Southwestern Christian College, and it was an experience that I shall never forget. It is a college that's supported by the members and friends of the Church of Christ. It's all over the United States. And we want to go on record as showing how much we appreciate it. Now, they are having these uh, appreciation program dinner for only $5 and $2 for children and 10 and under. I want you to go out and have a wonderful evening of fellowship and food. Now, you will need additional information about this affair on June the 7th. I want you to call Ruth Leach, Linda Wilburn, or Sarah Mason, and be sure and tell them you heard it on the Clara Luper radio show. Congratulations are in order for two beautiful young people that were married yesterday at Fifth Street Baptist Church. Sharita Douglas and Stephen Rice were married by Reverend Henry Roth, and that's the father of Stephen Bryce. It was a beautiful ceremony, and we would like to join that family in wishing the Douglas family, the Roth family, and the Bryces in wishing them a lot of success. It's time now for us to start congratulating the 1997 college graduates. I would like to congratulate Nolan Watson from Houston, Texas, who will be graduating tonight. Congratulations, Nolan. We know you would make it. My next congratulation goes to Attorney Joseph Hill's beautiful daughter, Mayika Karita Hill, who is graduating on the 25th at 6 o'clock at the Grace Christian Assembly Church in Saipan. Calvin, do you have any graduates to congratulate this morning?
No, Mom, I don't have any
Well,
graduates to
you will have
congratulate
some. You will
just right
have
away,
some.
but
Just
I
tell them
will have
call
some.
672-1220.
Right, this is a special day, though, because we are getting ready to celebrate the first appreciation services of a young man that's happening. So it's sort of like a graduation. We'll tell you a little more about that. But Pastor Livingston over at the Central Baptist Church, congratulations on your first appreciation services coming up to May 25th, 1997. Now, there are special services that will be held at 11 a.m. tomorrow and also at 3:30 p.m. tomorrow. Now, the guest churches are Joy Missionary Baptist, St. Mark Baptist, Promised Land Baptist, and Israel Chapel CME churches will be there at 1600 Northeast 30th Street at Central Baptist Church, helping and working with Pastor Rick Livingston and his wife doing their first appreciation services, and we're looking forward to that. So in a way, it is a graduation because he's graduating into that second year of leading this new and upcoming church.
Oh, okay. Where is that church located?
It's located at 1600 Northeast 30th Street.
Well, Calvin, one thing that happened, last week we were telling people about the march, and there were hundreds and hundreds of people that marched from the black ministers led the march from Washington Park down to the railroad tracks, and then the white ministers took the lead. And they had Main and Robinson set up just like the former Cat's Drug Store with 13 seats representing those 13 young people that participated in the first sit-in. And the black ministers, when we arrived down there, were seated looking toward the east. And at that time, the white ministers were washing their feet. And then when the white ministers got through washing the black ministers' feet, the black ministers washed the white ministers' feet. This was a symbol to say that this is a new day, this is a new idea, this is a new spirit.
And all the while that was going on, the parade was going around, and the participants in the parade were singing, and
A march for Jesus.
they were marching for Jesus, and it was really an enthusiastic affair, and it was very impressive, and it was good to see that many people downtown marching for a true and a good cause, as we said earlier.
Marching for Jesus.
Marching for Jesus. But then the underlying aspect of all of that was the forgiveness over the years for the years of discrimination and mistreatment that we as blacks had taken at the hands of the different people in the downtown area and the different churches and the different just. I never did get the real feeling of what else we were doing besides marching for Jesus. I know Jesus was watching over us and understanding what was going on, but it was truly a symbolic march, and I know that I was pleased to be there with you, and I know that you had an opportunity to express your opinion on several different things there because the organizers of the march and the organizers of the foot washing, they came over to the corner where we were standing waiting on the other sit-ins to come, and they ask you a question, Mom, and that has to be one of the funniest thoughts that I've had all week is looking back at that moment when we were standing there once again in front of where the old cat store, grocery, drugstore used to be, and I don't know about you, but I was filled with thoughts about what was happening back then in 1957. But when they came,
58.
58, but when they came over and they asked you, they said, Clara Luper, why don't you come up here and let us wash your feet? And that, I mean, that really floored me because I said, now, of all the things that they would want someone to do, that they would have the nerve to do, to come over and ask my mama to wash their feet. And I was actually surprised at your answer and at the reaction that you got from. Why don't you share that with our listening audience today, Mom?
I've never received so many calls concerning a statement. I explained to Reverend Jerry Mash that I would not come up there and allow them to wash my feet. Then they sent some of our black ministers to escort me up to wash so I could get my feet washed. And I said, no, I will not go. Then they sent a group of white ladies and up to ask me to come up, and I said no. And finally, a group of integrated ministers came up, and by that time, I had to express myself, Calvin. I could not sit up there and let those white people wash my feet because I'm from Hoffman, Oklahoma, and we have to be very careful. I didn't know what was in the water. I didn't know what kind of rags they had or towels they had to wash the feet. But most of all, seriously, I was thinking about from the years from 1958 really to 1968 through the sanitation strike. When I stood on the streets of Oklahoma City where I was spit on, where I was kicked, where I was bruised, and where I went to jail some 26 times. And I thought about the silence of the white churches. Then I thought deeply about the silence of the white churches even today. I thought about those 19 black men that died in Tuskegee, Alabama over that syphilis experience. And at that time, the President of the United States, President Clinton, had called them together and said, we are sorry, forgive us. And I thought about O.J. Simpson, who had killed, according to the one jury, two people. And they stripped him, or they are stripping him, of $32 million. But then I thought, if these white churches were sincere, why is it that they do not invest some money in the black community? Why is it they do not use some of their resources to improve the educational, spiritual work of our people? Suppose for a minute that one of those huge, rich white churches would put some money into these small churches that are teaching people basic things, what a difference that made. But out of that, and I could not do it and be honest with myself, Calvin, and I hope that you will forgive me, and I hope the other people will forgive me. But I told those white preachers that when black people moved in the neighborhoods, they took their black Bibles and moved to Edmond, Moore, Putnam City, or as far as they could go. And for them to come back, I know that you're supposed to forgive. And I have forgiven them, but I cannot forget. I cannot forget the pain that we have suffered. And they can ease this pain for me by supporting us, by coming over here. I know this week the NACP has made an appeal for churches, organizations, and things to help them with their annual drive. And we'll see what kind of response we will get from the white community that have forgiven. One of they have forgiven us enough to send $1 to help black young people that are trying to make it to go make it. Would they help them to go to participate in AXO, NACP workshops and seminars? I don't know.
I
The
don't know
proof
either, Mom.
rests on them.
But I know this, and this is a funny comment, and it was a funny feeling that I had after your conversation with him. You know, I was standing there within 2 feet of you all the while all these people were coming over asking to wash your feet. And I got to thinking, I say, now, Calvin, you've been down here at Cat's Drug Store. You've been a victim of all these different aspects of the that they've come up with. You've had your opportunity in front of the spit, and you have a little more anger and a different type of anger than your mom. But nobody, black, white, Mexican or nothing, nobody came over and asked to wash my feet. I guess it was because I had my camera on my arm,
No,
but I
maybe
don't
your
know.
feet was too big, Calvin.
Oh, I don't know.
What size shoe do you wear
Well, I'm not
anyway?
saying that right now, but
Okay, they didn't
they
ask
didn't
you. You
ask
were
me.
hurt because they didn't ask you to
Well,
wash your
I
feet.
felt it. I felt a little hurt there, but I had a good time at the, I guess, the mass rally afterwards. But that thought kept going through my mind. Why didn't they ask me to wash my feet? You know, or was it just they wanted to wash your feet and I would have done it for us all? But we'll never know. But I know that they were there, we were there, and we did participate in it. And whatever it takes to help make this community a better place, we will
Well, I
try to forget. We will try to forgive, but and go on from there. But there are
okay
some
now,
things that are
Calvin. You
deep.
say forget.
Well,
Why don't
forget.
you? Okay, in the
I
same
mean, I know
tone,
that this is
are
what they
you
want.
asking the Indians to forget the march out of the South?
I
Are
wouldn't
you
dare ask
asking
the
the
Indians.
Jews to forget the Holocaust? Are you asking us to forget the pains and the sufferings of the sit-ins? Are you
Well,
asking that?
no, I said the word forget, and I guess I said it in a way where, because there are some things that you should never forget because it helps make your history stronger, help make you stronger. But then at this particular event, that seemed to be the theme, and I was just echoing the theme there because I know that we will not forget. But attempts to forgive were there, but then they were only
Well,
willing.
maybe they'll forgive us to such an extent that they will move back
Maybe they'll forgive
into
you.
the black
They.
community.
Well, we'll
Because
see.
I know white folks love me. They love me so well. If I move in a neighborhood, they move out. Now, that's what you call love. This is the Clara Luper Radio Show, and today I want you to congratulate, starting at 9:30, the 1997 graduates. I want you to congratulate these young people because they made it anyway. It's not easy to say goodbye the one that has been such a big part of your life. But this week, the Fifth Street family said goodbye to one of its most outstanding, devout Christian women, Mrs. Vietta King. Mrs. King was always there, so kind, so sweet, so patient, and so understanding. And on tomorrow, there will be a vacant seat on the eastern side of the church. But the memories will linger. Yesterday it was a homecoming celebration for Mrs. Irene Potts, the sister of Mr. L.J. Pogue. And Mr. L.J. Pogue was paid one of the best compliments that I've ever heard a brother receive, and that was that he was so devoted to his sister. Yes, Mr. L.J. Pogue, we appreciate what you have done and what you did for your sister. Services, the eulogy was delivered by Reverend David Stuckey, the pastor of Avery Chapel AME Church. Mrs. Emma June Green sang in the only way that she can do it, and that is outstanding. I must tell Jesus with Dr. Leroy Quinn participating in the program, and William Ray, one of our great organists, did music for consolation. Calvin, this is it.
This
This
is
is
it,
it.
Mama.
I'm going to Hoffman, Oklahoma, Grayson, Oklahoma,
Hoffman, Graceman, and Rosman, Oklahoma,
and
all of Rosewater,
Rosenward High School
Rosenward, Oklahoma.
reunion.
You know, that's a long drive, and I know that y'all will be driving safely and carefully. But when you get to Hoffman, Mom, do me a favor, and as
Or
you're
what?
there, and well, I may do it too. But let's start a drive, and let us raise enough money to get at least one decent-looking stop sign in Hoffman.
Why do we need a stop sign? Calvin can ask some silly questions. That's why the people didn't ask you to wash your feet.
Okay.
Because that's why,
Okay.
Calvin, I would like to say, and I want to say it very sincerely, congratulations to the graduates. Hello?
Congratulations, graduates.
Hello?
Hello, Sister Clara.
Yes.
And Calvin, this is Evangelist Blasingale. And I was calling in to say congratulations to all the graduates of Oklahoma City and also send out a congratulations to my son-in-law, and that's Jonathan Vickers. He is the son of Pastor Johnson Vickers and Lillian Vickers, and he will be delivering his first sermon on tomorrow at 4 p.m. at the Sunny Lane Baptist Church, where my husband, Reverend Blasingale, is the pastor. And we would like to invite all of Oklahoma City to come out and help share in with him and pray for him as he stand and deliver the word of God.
Jonathan who?
Jonathan Vickers.
So,
Jonathan Vickers is preaching? That young man?
Oh, yes, a dynamic young man.
so this is his form of graduation also, eh?
Yes, it is. Yes,
Okay.
it is. He was apprentice deacon, and before he can get his license or his ordinations to move on, the Lord lift him up a little higher. So we're just in prayer. We are proud of him. He's a strong young man. He's our president of our brotherhood of the Sunny Lane Missionary Baptist Church, and he is just a hard worker in the community.
Well, thank you so very kindly for calling me, and congratulations to your husband who started out at Fifth Street Baptist Church.
God bless you.
She
Well,
did too
thank
now.
you. Yes, she did. All the Hortons are at Fifth
Right.
Street Baptist Church, and most of them are there, and they will be coming home. Congratulations to Jonathan Vickers. And Jonathan, May God bless you.
All right. We have a caller here on line two, Mom, that's anxious to talk with us. And we're glad that we finally are able to get her back on air once again. Good morning. How are you doing this beautiful morning?
Oh, I'm doing fine, Kelvin. And you?
Oh, fantastic. And who am I talking with?
Well, you're talking to Lady Ruth Hunter.
Oh, the stranger Letty
Well,
Ruth Hunter. Mrs.
usually,
Letty Ruth Hunter, my favorite co-host on the Clara Luper radio show.
well,
Welcome back.
usually you have a program, and it is so full that I usually can't get in. And I said, well, those people are wanting to get in and talk, so I
Excuses
just
will get you
sent
nowhere,
them
Mrs.
back.
Hunter.
But I just kept calling this time until I got the line, Kelvin, because I was listening to you all talk about the march that they had last week, and they want to wash Clara Luper's feet. What about the sit-inners? Did they invite the 13 original sit-inners to come and be part and wash their feet if they were giving it as an appreciation? Or I don't know what it was the purpose of it, but whatever it was, seemingly they would at least invited those people if they were.
Well, yes, Mrs. Hunter, there was a special invitation sent out to the sit-inners and those of us, the original sit-inners, and that was one of the reasons I was there. But then that question you asked, I think we were just there, would have been there just for symbolic reasons, because I found that what we did was nothing. We watched the parade and watched the foot washing, but it was good to be.
You heard the prayers,
and we heard the
and
prayers.
there were some good
Yeah,
prayers there.
outstanding. Well, the mass ceremony was outstanding. I enjoyed that. But then, as far as being, the invitation was issued, and we were there, to be a part of the healing processes. So
oh, but
in
that's
one way, it was
supposed to be
good.
Are you saying healing process?
Healing
Is that
in the
what you
part of the
say?
healing processes that the ministers and the churches that we were striving for to help make our city a better place.
Well, healing. That's a great big word. I hope that is one of the big words that we'll be looking toward is healing, because there's a lot of healing to go on in this city.
Well,
But I
we were
want to
trying.
congratulate the graduates that's graduating.
But they didn't wash
this
any of
year.
the original sit-inners' feet, to
And-
answer your question.
I beg your pardon?
So the process has to start somewhere, and they started it there, on the site of the old Cat's Drug Store, and with the great services there afterwards, with bands and preachers from different areas. That was good, and we were sitting there on the there in front of the Crystal Bridge. And it was really an inspiring ceremony, seeing the black, white, women, children of all ages praying and rejoicing together. So that was a good part of it.
Well, that's fine, Calvin. I'm sure you're happy that you did see that, but I don't know. I say I must always be on the other side of the fence. Like the cow said, the grass is green on the other side of the fence. I guess I'm looking on the other side of the fence, but I really feel that let's leave that alone. And let me congratulate the graduates that's graduating from high school and those who's graduating from college also. And then I want to congratulate those who are interested in getting married. I said, come on in, the water is warm. And I'm finding out at your church, Clara, you really having a wedding. You had a wedding yesterday.
We have one today.
And going to have another one today. Boy, your church is really, really coming on. Not only are they having Christians there, they're having marriages there. That is just so
They
wonderful.
say it's
And
better
I want
to
to
marry.
congratulate the young man that's going into the ministry.
They say it's better to marry than to burn.
Well, I guess you are right about that. So I want to congratulate all of those the brides and the grooms that's getting married. And I want to congratulate you. Tell me that you were going to Hoffman or someplace, didn't you?
What you mean, Hoffman or someplace? I am going to Hoffman when I get off the air. I'm going to Grayson High School. I'm having lunch at Grayson, Oklahoma. And then I'm going to Okmulgee, where I have a meeting at 3 o'clock. And then I'm the guest speaker at the Rosenwald School Reunion at 6 o'clock today at that big dinner. And I have already told the audience about what you want to speak
Yeah,
about.
I heard you telling them
The
that.
days of yesterday.
And I'm sure all of the Chandler, I graduated from Chandler, Oklahoma, Douglas High School in Chandler, Oklahoma. However, that was not where I lived, but I was bused to Chandler to go to school, and I was grateful and thankful that I went through all of the tears and the floods and things to get to school and to get an education. It was a long travel and it's a long way, and we rode the yellow submarine bus, so We appreciated that. We enjoyed that, And I will be speaking there this afternoon at 4 o'clock on the days of yesteryears. And I've been thinking about this subject, and we had so many, many, many days of yesteryears. So it would be impossible to cover them all, but I hope that I can at least scratch the surface.
I'm sure
And
you
I'm
will.
sorry
I'm
that
sure
you
you
can't be
will.
there, that you're going to be somewhere else speaking.
Oh, I wouldn't miss this opportunity. The Caddies Pavilion. That's where I'm
Right.
going to eat today.
Is there a stop sign in IXL?
I don't know nothing about IXL. Now, what
Okay.
you have to do is ask Mr. Eugene Smith about his
About
hometown.
his
But I think
hometown.
we need to go down there and see. I guarantee you, if you go to Harlem with me, you will see nothing. But when I go, I will see something because I will see memories of everything that you can think of. We learn how to play hopscotch. We know how to jump ropes. Oh, what a day. I don't know what all we are going to do today. This is May 24th. And Mr. Eugene Smith is headed for what, Calvin?
IXL America, that is somewhere near Boley, Oklahoma, 5 miles east of Boley, 2 miles north of that spot, and look for the bright lights that say IXL. And you know those people come out of IXL with that type of attitude.
And he's
But
going
that's
down
good.
there to barbecue
Barbecue some
quail.
quail. I wonder where he got the
Because
quail
I
from.
don't know where he
No,
got those
don't
quails from.
ask no questions. Just
I know they didn't come out of Grace and
and
Harlem because our quails got better sense than to go to
then to go
Hard Bowling.
IXL.
Yeah, they have better sense than that.
But today is the day that we are dedicating this program to the 1997 graduates. And even though we're joking about some things, we are serious graduates. We want you to be ready for this 21st century. This is a tremendous challenge that you have ahead of you. And I know your parents and your grandparents and your family and friends are all proud of you. But those of us who have yet to meet you, we want to be proud of you. So make sure that you prepare yourself to be a productive citizen here in America. Not only, no matter where you're from, make sure that you're ready to do your part to make our cities and our community a much better place to live in.
A delegation from the Miss Black Oklahoma staff will be going to Lawton on next Thursday there to meet with some of the leaders of the Lawton business and social community. The 1997 Miss Black Oklahoma pageant will be held in Lawton, Oklahoma. And I have sold completely out of tickets, but if you know some of the contestants, you might be able to get a ticket. Now, I don't know how to thank all of you that are supporting us. You are buying ads from us like we have never sold before. And it seems to me that it's a contest between Tulsa, Lawton, Ardmore, Mug on what contestant will have the largest number of ads and the largest number of patrons. Now, if you would like to be a patron of the Miss Black Oklahoma pageant and know you cannot go, you can call any of the staff members or the contestants and you will get on the patron list, which means that your name will come out in the book. We would like to ask you and we would like to remind you that we have been in business for 28 years because of your support. We are very grateful to those of you that are giving scholarships, Mrs. Freddie Stevens, Mrs. Uh, Nancy Davis, Mrs. Maxine Stale, Mr. Anderson, and others. We are very grateful to you because when you invest a dollar in young people, you will reap. You will reap better citizens. We can no longer stand on the sideline and say what's happening to our young people. They are going to the trash cans. We must say to our young people, we are with you all of the way. We are with you all of the way. Now, when I call you and ask you to buy an ad, when I call you and ask you for a patron, you're going to do just like Mr. and Mrs. Melvin Franklin did yesterday. They told me they would be happy to buy an ad.
Mama, we all love the Miss Black Oklahoma time of the year. We love seeing these young people, young ladies, and the young men that be escorting, and we love seeing the pages the growth that they're doing. But this year is special because that reception and the reaction and the response that we're getting from the people, not only here in Oklahoma City but in Lawton, really makes the past 26 years of pageantry work really makes us all feel good. But we want you to continue to be a part of it. We want you to get a patron ticket. We want you to be a part of the book. and help keep the dream alive. Maybe if something good happens, maybe out there's one of those big white churches that wants to help us to forgive and to
And
forget,
those black churches
and
are trying
black
to help us.
churches that
Because
want us
those
to
black
help
preachers
forgive
came to
and
my
forget.
rescue Saturday. I shall never forget. Reverend Reed say, Clara is right. The
Clara's right.
white
Y'all just
churches,
leave her alone.
that's
But
right.
Mom, speaking of our graduates, and I know we're running short on time, getting close to running short on time. I want to say a very special congratulations to a young man that all of us out here at KTLV are extremely proud of, and that's William Shea Willis, and he's graduating from the advanced class in school, and will be going to OCU. And he's Loretta's nephew, Mom, and she's just
Really?
sitting over there just
Really?
bubbling over. And I say, Loretta, don't you want to say it? She say, no, I don't want everybody to know that I love bragging on my nephew because he is good and we all expect a lot of you. So, William Willis, now Loretta's told us all. We too are expecting a lot out of you at OCU and whatever path or career that you choose. But on the line, we have a young lady that has somebody she wants to congratulate, and that's Sister Thomas. Sister Thomas wants to congratulate some senior out there, and I'm going to let her tell us. How are you
Okay.
doing this morning?
I'm doing just fine. I'm blessed. And my name is Sister Palmer. It's not
Palmer.
Thomas. It's
Palmer, I'm
Palmer.
sorry.
Kevin, get it right now.
Okay.
It's
I
Sister
need to go
Palmer.
back to hearing aid school.
It's Sister Palmer, Betty Palmer.
Okay.
And I want to congratulate my grandson, Chance Andre Thompson. He's graduating from Capitol Hill. And I'm not sure what college he's going to, but he has really worked hard. And I just want to congratulate him. And he's in church with his mother and myself.
Okay.
Oh,
And
well,
Calvin, I used to live next door to you, so I know you real well. And Sister Luper, God bless you.
You're part of that family neighborhood discipline that helped bring me up. Thank you so
Amen.
much.
Praise the Lord.
That was the time when we could get away with something and hope it wouldn't get home
Praise the
because the
Lord.
neighbors would discipline you and then tell your mama when you got home.
That's
Thank you
right.
so
That's
much for
right.
those licks and that inspiration. I appreciate that.
uh,
Even today, I appreciate it. Thanks.
I know, honey.
Good
I know.
neighbor
We
is a
went
good
through it.
neighbor.
Uh-huh.
well, thank you so very
God bless you.
kindly. Thank you so
Thank
very
you.
kindly. Congratulations to Krista Martin from Dallas, Texas, who will be attending Langston University. Go, Texas, go. Hello?
Hello, Clara.
Yes.
This is Anna Slaughter.
Yes.
I called today to say goodbye to a stalwart of education in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Miss Ruby Fleming's funeral is today. Many people she helped and encouraged along the way in telling children that education was the key. So I just called for us to say goodbye, Ruby. You did a marvelous job.
Now, that funeral will be held at 11
11
o'clock
o'clock.
at Avery Chapel.
Yes, yes, and keep up the good works, Clara.
Okay, well, Calvin is going to sing happy birthday to you. That's your special
Oh,
present.
my goodness.
Don't say it like that.
What have I done?
Well, you made it through another beautiful year, and
Yes,
I
I
appreciate
have.
it.
And her
Okay.
birthday was yesterday,
All
Calvin.
right.
And I
Okay.
thank God.
Okay.
And I thank God for Clara Luper and her children and all the people that she has influenced in her life, and this is one of them. So have a good day.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
Calvin, I want you to put everything you have in your song today because Anna Slaughter and Richard Brown really deserve
well,
a good song.
Richard told me don't worry about the harmonica part, but to work on a new version or something. So,
What is it? Oh.
happy birthday, Richard. Happy birthday, dear Brown. Happy birthday, dear Richard. Happy birthday, dear Brown. And happy birthday, Mrs. Slaughter. Happy birthday to you. And may you have many, many more.
Thank you. Thank you, Calvin.
Is that better, Brown?
Okay. Hello? Hello? Okay.
Well, that was
As I
different.
look at the clock on the wall, I'm really excited because within 3 minutes, I will be headed east. Go east, young lady, go east. But somebody want to say something to me real quick. Hello?
Hello,
Yes.
Miss Luper.
Yes.
How are you doing? This is Bertha Reese,
Yes.
and I want to congratulate two of my grandsons from Millwood, which is one
Okay.
of my main school, and they are Terrell Lawrence and Terrell Windsor of Millwood, and they are attending Langston
Oklahoma,
All
which is
right.
one of my favorite universities.
All right.
And I want to congratulate. They are two of the best football players there.
All right. That's my school, Langston University.
Yes, ma'am.
As,
Thank you, honey.
well, thank you. As I look at the clock on the wall, I know I'm going to have to say goodbye to you. But before I say goodbye to you, those of us that love you want you to stay out of trouble. Drive carefully this weekend, and certainly you young people and you old people, don't participate in any kind of crime. Don't shoot anybody. Don't hurt anybody. Practice love wherever you go. And as I go to Hoffman and back to Grayson and to Okmulgee, I will take with you your dreams because your dreams are my dreams. And this is Clara Luper saying, I love you, and whatever you do, be sure and do what God wants you to do. Bye-bye.